Well, good morning and welcome to Travels with Dottie. I think you can see Dottie over there, right? There she is on her spot, the couch. George is around, hiding at the moment, but George has been doing really, really well. I mean, really well. Much better than I expected. So today I have a special project that I'm doing, and it involves this stuff. This is foliage panel boxwood, and around my porch I have it's almost like chicken wire that seals the porch off, so Dottie or George could be on the porch and nothing can get in and they can't get out. It works perfectly. It looks terrible. So what I'm going to do is I've bought two of these. These are not cheap. They're about $26 a piece. I have a neighbor I recently met that's going to come over and take a look at it with me. I'm going to put up one of these, and we're going to see if it. My fear is that it's going to look cheesy. It's not going to look good. And if it looks cheesy, I bought two of these. I'll eat one. The open package, and because I don't think there's going to be a way to put this toothpaste back into the tube once I've used this, and return the other one. Alternatively, if it works, I'll calculate how many more I need and go back to Lowe's again and buy more. So my guess, it's going to cost me, this was $50 for two of these, and I bet I need three more. So it's going to be, $130 or so to do this little project. If it looks good. I wonder what you gardeners and people think. Can you see what it is? It's called, it's supposed to be boxwood. All right. So, I don't know. I'm a little hesitant about doing it. It's an awful lot of fake foliage. But is it better to look at than the kind of the ugly wire? I just don't know. But I'll show a little bit of me putting it on, and we'll show the one panel. And then at some point, it may not be today. It may not be in today's video. But if I decide to go forward and buy the remaining, I think it's going to be pretty warm today. So I'm not sure that I will be, by the time I get all the supplies, I don't think I'll be wanting to go outside. Let's see, what's the high today? Daily high 91. So 91, it's going to be hot. It's going to be hot for the next few days through the weekend. I don't see another cool day until next Tuesday, but I can do it in the mornings, right? In the mornings, it's not like right now. It's what time is it? It's 7:19 and it's 61 degrees outside. So we can do this tomorrow morning. If not this afternoon, it all depends on how I feel about it. Something's not right with my coffee this morning. There it goes. There was some kind of clog, I think. Anyway, that's going to be it until the next time you see me. You're going to be seeing me outside, putting little plastic ties onto the back of this thing and attaching it to the fence to see what it looks like. I'll see you in a minute. All right, guys. This did not go as planned. Not even a little bit. Can tell you what, decided to make the video anyway and tell you what happened. After I made the intro, the part that you just watched, I went outside and I unwrapped one of those green things and kind of put it up in place on part of the porch. And a couple of things happened that made me realize something pretty important. One was I got out my ruler or tape measure and figured out I'd have to order 15 of these. They're $26 a piece. So that's a lot of money. And I thought, well, what else can I do? This ugly wire fencing that I don't like. And when I really thought it through, it's like I started questioning my belief about the fence, that it's ugly. And here's what I discovered. I don't think it's ugly. When I first went to look at the place, someone said something that I'd interpreted to mean as, this is unsightly. What they really said was, if you agree to rent this place, you're free to remove the fencing if you don't like it. Guess what? Those two things are not the same. That person was not saying to me, it's unsightly, you should get rid of it. They said, if you don't like it, you can take it down. It's okay. So then I was forced to ask myself, did you interpret that as the fencing's ugly? And the answer was, yeah, I did. And is that the foundation for your belief that you don't like it? And the answer was, well, yeah. Then the critical question is, Rob, how do you really feel about it? And you know what the answer was? I kind of like it the way it is. So I saved a bunch of money. I returned those two things. That was $50 to $55 or something with tax. And here's what is interesting, maybe a little ironic, is many of you know that been a mental health counselor for 20 years. And I still do that half a day a week. Just because I love it so much, I want to keep doing it. So I keep doing it online. And one of the main things that I've been doing with clients is talking to them about their belief systems, the things that they believe that work for them, and the things that they believe that may not be working so well for them. Where do we get our beliefs from? Well, a lot of them we get in childhood from our parents. And that's usually in therapy. What we're working on is some childhood belief that worked in childhood, but was functional and became dysfunctional in adulthood. And maybe you didn't even realize that belief was operating. I'll give you a good example of that. This is a true story. It just happens to not be my story, but a therapist had a client who they determined he had a base belief that no matter what decision I make, I'll wish that I went the other way. I made the other decision. And that was devastating for his career. He was a flip-flopper, had a hard time making a decision, and once he made a decision, he would second-guess himself and flip it back and forth, and it was disastrous for him. And the therapist said, where do you think you got that idea? Well, my mother told me that. I said, okay, is your mother still alive? The answer is yes. Well, go talk to her about it. See if that's what she really meant, and if it is, argue with her and come back and talk to me. So the guy comes back to the therapist the next week and says, I talked to my mother, you're not going to believe it. Really? What did she say? I said, well, I said, Mom, did you tell me that when I make a decision, I'll wish that I made the other decision? And she said, yeah, isn't that wonderful? Your grandmother taught me that. And he said, Mom, that's terrible. It's caused me all kinds of problems in my work life and in my personal life. It's been catastrophic for me. And she says, what in heavens do you mean? If you make a decision and it turns out it's the wrong thing, you have other alternatives. And he goes, oh, that's what you meant. So this guy gave himself, through misunderstanding, his own life belief. And the guy I learned this from, by the way, he called them life commandments, but it's got kind of like a religious twang to it, so I don't use it much. But he would call that a life commandment. And he would call that, further, he would call that a dysfunctional life commandment that you got through misunderstanding or misinterpretation. You gave it to yourself. And that's exactly what I did with this fence. And that false belief that I don't like the fence, when in fact I do, was given to me through a misunderstanding with just a person saying, hey, if you want to change out the fence, you're welcome to. If you don't like the fence, you can change the fence. And they even said, hey, if you don't like the color of the house, you can paint that too. That's fine. And I walked away from that thinking, they don't like the fence and they don't like the color. I'd like the color. I knew I'd like the color. The color's blue. That's my favorite color. But the fence, the fence, it's awful. It's unsightly. And I brought that belief into my heart, and I almost spent $400 or $500 putting up something ridiculous to hide something that doesn't need hiding. So the big therapist here that helps all these people with these faulty belief systems fell victim to one himself. And I almost didn't catch it. So, the lesson for me is don't relax my vigilance in, one, understanding what it is that I believe. Bring it to the conscious mind. The belief is, I don't like the way that fence looks. And then challenge, where does that belief come from? And is it true? And when I was put in a position to ask those questions, the answer was, well, it came from that lady that made the comment about the fence and the paint when I first was looking at the house. And when I really think about what was said, did they say they didn't like it? No, but that was my false interpretation. And I took it a bit further and said, well, if they don't like it, it must not be attractive, so I'm gonna adopt that belief because someone else had that belief. I'm like, wow, that's dangerous territory. That I can adopt a belief through a combination of misunderstanding, right, and ignoring my really own personal true feelings. I like my fence the way it is, and I'm going to keep it. And I'm going to keep buying suspenders. I ordered a red pair. Someone had suggested in the comments, when you wear your red glasses, wear red suspenders and buy a blue pair. I might buy a blue pair too. We'll see. We'll see how I feel about the red pair. But I was reluctant to start wearing suspenders because I thought, oh, it'll make me look like an old man. They're not attractive. False beliefs. I'm wearing suspenders. I don't have to worry about pulling my pants up when I walk around because I got suspenders. And what do? They suspend my pants up in the air. It's pretty good. And if someone looks at me and thinks, wow, that's an old man wearing those suspenders, rock on, do it, say it. I am old, I'm 65 and damn proud of it. One of the wonderful things that happened to me this past winter is being able to camp with this group of women, almost all in their 70s and mid 70s. And you know what? There's nothing stopping those ladies. Nothing. Barb and Cheryl and Judy and Lisa. No one's stopping those ladies. Not a chance. And I'm like, and that gives me, it's like, I'm 65. I can still be doing this, really rocking this right lifestyle 10 years from now without a problem. Because if they can do it, I can do it. Boy, did that brighten my attitude about my future. I bet they're still doing it at 85. We'll see. Stay tuned. I'll let you know. But anyway, the video I thought I was going to do today isn't the video that I did. It's a whole different video. I hope you liked it. I sure like talking about it. I'll see you on tomorrow's. Take care.